By now, pretty much everyone in the world has seen Wednesday, the super popular Netflix adaptation of The Addams Family. It shot to popularity upon release and has been thriving ever since. And with TikTok trends making it even more of a hot commodity, lots of Gen Z have been watching. Speaking of Gen Z, there are a few moments in the new show that may go over their heads. Here are a few things only adults will notice in Wednesday. There are some jokes and references in the show that only older members of the audience will notice. First off, it's no secret that Wednesday plays the cello in the show. But did you know that in one scene, she's actually playing a version of Paint It Black by the Rolling Stones? This song may be super popular with adults and fans of classic rock alike, but most of the younger audience would never notice the familiar melody, especially because Wednesday puts her own personal spin on the song as well. It makes it a bit harder to catch the first time. You may have noticed Wednesday playing a Rolling Stones song, but did you notice this super cool detail? Paint It Black was released in the 1960s, the same time that the original Addams Family was airing on TV. That makes for a really awesome Easter egg for older fans of the show. Speaking of Easter eggs, did you catch this one? In the second episode of the show, Wednesday notices a watermark on some of the artwork she picked up after Rowan's murder. She notices the same watermark on an Edgar Allan Poe statue on campus. Determined to find the answer to this mystery, she solves a series of riddles that lead her to the final answer. The final answer? Snap twice. When Wednesday snaps twice to reveal the answer to the riddle, it may seem like nothing special to younger fans, but older fans of the classic Addams Family would see that it's a nod to the original theme song,
The Addams Family,
which features two iconic snaps that define the family we know and love today as iconic. Another reference to an iconic figure in pop culture is found in a side character we meet in the very first episode, Yoko. Yoko doesn't play a huge role in the series, she only appears once or twice, but her appearance is what may stick with older fans. She has long black hair and big round sunglasses to protect her eyes from the sun. What's so special about this, you ask? The glasses and long dark hair make Yoko look a lot like the legendary Yoko Ono, but most likely older fans are the only ones to spot this. One thing that adult fans of Wednesday were quick to point out will blow your mind. Remember Marilyn Thornhill, Wednesday's dorm mom? Well, some younger fans may be surprised to find out that the actress who plays her is more familiar with the Addams Family than she may seem. Thornhill is played by Christina Ricci, who also happened to play Wednesday in the 90s adaptations of the franchise. Isn't it absolutely crazy? It's so cool to see that after Ricci played Wednesday 30 years ago, she was still willing to make a cameo in the latest adaptation. Something less cool and more interesting they decided to include in the show is in this next reference. Since Wednesday is so into the dark and mysterious, it's no surprise that for most of the show, she's chasing after the answer to a mystery. By the time we reach episode 4, she has so much evidence in the form of photos and text that she decides to put it all together on a giant bulletin board. Since this board was in Wednesday in Enid's shared bedroom, Enid had something to say about the change in decoration. She said,
"When I suggested giving your side of the room a makeover, I did not have Ted Bundy's Pinterest in mind."
This is, of course, referring to the notorious serial killer from the 1970s, Ted Bundy. Obviously, most kids aren't going to get a reference like that, but adult fans are likely to get a kick out of it for sure. Another reference to something before Gen Z's time is this homage to Stephen King's Carrie. To pay tribute to the 70s horror film, the episode focuses on the school dance, which features the trending TikTok dance scene. The dance ends with a bang. What happens that references the Carrie movie, you may be wondering? I'll tell you. The dance ends up being cut short because, in an attempt to sabotage the school's fun time, some normie students made the sprinklers spray red paint all throughout the school, making it look like blood was raining down on them. Wednesday is the only one who sticks around, and she then complains after giving it a taste that the paint isn't pig's blood.
They couldn't even spring for real pig's blood.
This, of course, is a reference to the 70s horror film Carrie, where Carrie gets sprayed with pig's blood after winning prom queen. This reference could easily go over a younger audience's head, but to adult fans, it was the perfect homage. What else in the Netflix series went completely over the heads of most young fans? Well, in episode 5 of the show, Wednesday's family visits for Parents' Weekend, and Wednesday takes this as an opportunity to question her father. What about? About how he was accused of murder, of course. Her parents keep quiet until Gomez is arrested, which gives Wednesday and her mother more time to talk. Morticia explains to Wednesday that she was stalked by Garrett Gates, and in self-defense, she stabbed him. Shockingly enough, Gomez took the blame for the stabbing all these years. At the same time as this confession, Wednesday has a vision of Garrett poisoning all the students of Nevermore. Things got intense real fast. Soon after the vision, Garrett's plan backfires and he poisons himself accidentally. Morticia is furious and calls out the mayor for having knowledge of Garrett's intentions and doing nothing when he was stalking her. In a rather controversial scene, Morticia says,
"Men like you have no idea what it feels like not to be believed."
While this line is supposed to be an ode to women and victims of sexual assault, it came out a bit wrong. When you take into account the fact that the mayor is, in fact, a black man, the comment feels uneducated. Older fans of the show in particular were quick to take to social media to call out the dialogue in the scene. On a similar note, this plot point in the same episode references another very serious topic in the real world. When Enid's parents are visiting for the weekend, her mother is upset that she hasn't wolfed out yet.
Have you wolfed out yet?
So much so that she hands her a series of brochures for werewolf conversion therapy that appear to be normal summer camps. This is met with disgust by Enid, who wishes her family could accept her for who she is. By the end of the weekend, Enid stands her ground and refuses to go to any of the camps.
You'll need to pick which activities.
No, I don't. Because I'm not going. Not this summer, not ever. If I'm meant to wolf out, then I'm going to do it on my own timeline and not yours.
But what are these camps referencing, you ask? Well, these werewolf conversion camps are meant to parallel the very frightening and very real conversion therapy camps for people identifying as gay, transgender, or queer. These heavy topics are disguised in the storyline, but older fans will most likely be able to spot them. These are just a few of the things only adults are likely to spot. So what do you think? Did you notice these references and Easter eggs? Or did they go completely over your head? This has been the things only adults notice in Wednesday.